subscribe. Tariq Radio. Watch and subscribe.
Mr. Mamando in the building.
What up, everybody? It's me, Crispy. Rolly the Boulay Bird. Hey, what? All jokes aside, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing, fam? You good?
I'm doing all right, brother. I'm doing all right. First off, on my lineage, I'm half Kenyan, half FBA.
Okay.
So yeah, I saw you posted about the young lady that was she was killed by that illegal
Yeah.
in Prince George's County. Um, Prince George's County once was the richest majority black county, but it's not no more because of all the immigrants that have come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so now it's neighboring Charles County, and yeah, man, a lot of the immigrants, a lot of them have been committing a lot of crime, despite a lot of the shit that people like Barrister and them talk and all that. Man, it's wild. I had a friend here who was an attorney. He was set up and killed by I think they were from like Sierra Leone and the Congo. And these people, they were like college graduates and all that set him up and killed him. So yeah, man, a lot of that's going on here
Man.
in PG County.
Wow, man. And thanks for reminding me of that story, brother. Yeah, for those who don't know, it was a 19-year-old black girl, man. Her name was Dakar Thompson. And somehow um this illegal immigrant, this dude, Hugo Hernandez Mendez, um, got her and killed her and dumped her somewhere. And a lot of people are feeling a certain way about that. This dude shouldn't even been over here, you know? And, people are really looking at this immigration thing. That's why black people ain't really on that no more. We ain't sitting up here letting the Democrats tell us that there's this big minority coalition. Because we keep seeing little stuff like this, these weird dudes coming over, killing sisters and all that shit. No, we're cool. We're cool in the gang on that, man. And you know what? Let's get deep. Can we get deep for a minute just to talk about safety in the community? You know, a lot of us talk about how back in the day we used to we used to be outside back in the day. Back in the 70s and 80s, we were outside. Y'all know some of us who grew up in the 70s and 80s, we were outside heavy. We were majorly outside. Now, not so much. It's a whole different vibe now. When y'all remember when we were small kids, a lot of times we'd be at the crib by ourselves. Sometimes we'd be walking to school by ourselves. Me and the little homies, we'd be 8, 9 years old, walking to school. Yeah. This day and age, hell no. I don't let my kids go outside the front damn yard by themselves. It's a whole different vibe now. My oldest daughter, I'd never let her go out by herself. Yeah, it's a whole different vibe now. When we were growing up, we would. I'd be 7, 8 years old. I'd stay at the house by myself. I'd be at the crib making fucking pancakes and grits and cream of wheat by myself, and I'd be at the crib chilling. Um, we hang out all in the neighborhood. We walk over to somebody else's neighborhood. We were out damn side. And we got to understand, see, at that time, there was a lower awareness of the risk. See, a lot of those days, everybody knew each other to a certain degree. The community generally knew each other, and there was somewhat of a code. In those days, 70s, early 80s, we didn't have a lot of foreign entities in the community. We didn't. So everybody kind of knew each other, you know? So that's why there was a sense of safety to a certain degree. Anybody came around, the first thing you said, "Hey man, where you from? Where your mama? Where your family from? Who's your mama?" Everybody would, like my mom today. My mom knew everybody in the damn neighborhood. Even now, my mom always hit me up talking about somebody grandma done died. Every week, my mom just keeps track of just she still keep track of all the people that we grew up with. But there was no concept of stranger danger yet because we knew everybody. Now, um, child independence was normalized also. See, back then they wanted to, the parents were a little tougher. They were like, "Yeah, you're gonna learn this shit the hard way." The parents, it was like hands on. It wasn't, "We're not gonna coddle you." Yeah, when I'm at work, I left some meat out, fry the meat, boil the chicken or whatever, and then cook this and cook that. So we had to, we had to step the hell up. Yeah, I used to cook. Yes, I did, Lexi. My lady talking about I know how to cook. But yeah, us, y'all know girls. Y'all know back in the day, y'all girls grew up in the 70s and 80s. Your little 8-year-old ass was up there in the kitchen frying bacon and shit. You had to get in that kitchen and cook for your siblings at 9. You know? Your parents made you responsible. We were responsible as hell. You know? So it was a tough thing. If we had some beefs in the streets, no, don't run your ass in the house. Get out there and knuckle up with his ass. Get your ass out there and fight that nigga. But he's too big. Get a stick and hit that nigga then if he's too big. But you're gonna get out here and handle yours. So yeah, those days it was about, hey, you better take responsibility. You're gonna grow up, you're gonna learn the hard way. It was teaching responsibility and toughness. Now it's really the culture emphasizes protection and oversight, which is fine, which is understandable because it's some different shit out here now. You understand? You got foreigners, people you don't know. I'm telling you, the foreign entity, these people you don't know, that has created a whole different thing. Like, you don't know who these people are. You can't knuckle up with some of these folks. You don't know where the hell they're from. They pull out something and shoot up the whole neighborhood. It wasn't like that back in the day. Like one of my best friends growing up was a nigga I used to fight. We became best friends. You think? That's how it was back then. Y'all squabble and then shake hands and then y'all kicking and riding bikes and racing with each other the next day. So it was that type of thing. Now you don't know what tethered and slithered up in the damn neighborhood. You fight with this nigga and he pull out some Ebola bushmeat and throw it at your ass. He take this nigga, and you don't know what you got. Yeah, it's different. Okay? And understand something. Um, do y'all know, like in the 70s, there was a lot of crime in the 70s still. There was still a lot of crime. The crime rates were kind of higher in a lot of urban areas during the 70s and 80s. It was really higher than today. But the thing is the there wasn't 24-hour reporting on it. By the 90s, they started to just go overboard with showing crime stats and TV shows like Cops and all. They just went overboard with just showing crime, 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 crime. You had a bunch of real reality crime shows. So they just started to overemphasize the crimes in the media. So that changed a lot of people's disposition as far as letting kids out and walking around and letting kids be out and about. And also laws changed too, because now you had child protective services. So yeah, you leave kids at home by themselves. You got these neglect laws, and parents, they started facing consequences for leaving young kids alone, even briefly. Hell, you can't even leave kids in a car too damn long. You know? And then that can be a crime. So yeah, a lot of stuff has changed as far as that. And another thing too, um, that whole stranger danger thing started popping up in the 80s. In the 80s, starting in the early 80s, there were situations where children were being targeted. You start having these serial killers run around. In the white community, you had that case with Adam Walsh, where this white kid, I think he was at a mall or something, and somebody kidnapped him, and then his severed head was found, and they never found his body. It was a horrible, horrible ass thing. And his dad, what's his dad's name? Is it Matt Walsh, something like that? He, started the whole Crime Stoppers thing, and so that was a thing that kind of shocked the nation. And in Black society, the thing that kind of made us a little cautious, made our parents say, "Hey, y'all got to start watching out for what's going on out here." What really um, kind of shifted our consciousness as far as just being out and about. Y'all remember the Atlanta child murders? Yeah, y'all remember that? How many of you guys old enough to remember that? That was a major thing in the Black community, early 80s. That was a major thing that had us on alert. Those Atlanta child murders, was like dozens of Black kids and Black youths were being killed in Atlanta. And the fall guy was that Williams dude, Willie Williams, whatever his name is. A lot of people believe he was the fall guy. Many people still believe that he wasn't really the one doing it. Um, there were rumors, and even today, there's still rumors about it was some white supremacist shit. The Klan were involved with the police. It was a whole. It's still rumors about that to this day. There's still a lot of rumors about those Atlanta child murders to this day, because even when the Willie Williams dude went to jail, some of the murders were still happening. A lot of folks don't know that. So yeah, they just picked a fall guy. So that kind of changed our consciousness to a certain degree. And what really, you know, changed the consciousness where we couldn't really be outside like we used to. We started, the crack thing. When crack started to hit, we couldn't kick it like we used to, because then you got crackheads running around, and things change. And then you had these people coming into the communities really in the mid 80s, going into the 90s, because we started getting a big influx of immigrants around the world, around the country rather. And you got these people that didn't nobody know. So you got somebody living down the street, and they got that stay away from the Akata, stay away from the Yank mindset. So you don't know his family. You don't know this kid, you don't know his family. So there started to be cultural disconnects going on. So there was a decline of these tight-knit communities. Whereas, when it was all FBAs, my homeboy's mom would say, "Hey, Flex, go into the crib. It's 6 o'clock, baby. Go into your house, because it's about to get dark out here." It was that we all look out for each other. Hey, baby, it's late. You need to go on home before it gets dark. It was that type of thing. Everybody looked out for each other. But then you get these weird foreign families that didn't nobody know, and like, "Get off my yard, nigga. Get off my lawn." You don't know them. You ain't clicked in with them. You don't know the kids. So it was a whole disconnect thing, and it started to get more and more disconnected. And then we started getting little bitch niggas like Revenue, people like him moving into the neighborhood, little old musty fuck niggas that nobody wanted to kick it with. And then them niggas start stealing. So you come home, and then Revenue done snuck in your house and stole your VCR. So it was a whole different thing. It's a whole different vibe. All right. You come in the house, and it smells like must and jerk chicken, and Revenue's fingerprints all on shit. So yeah, it was a whole different vibe. So yeah, the game changed. It was a game changer. All right. All right. Strangely, let's get strangely in here. Strange.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good, Tariq. Going back to the sister that was killed in Maryland, the crazy thing about it, like this has happened in Texas too. A 7-year-old got killed by an illegal, some illegals on a jet. Ski killed a black National Guardsman. And every time we get killed, you never see Crockett coming out explaining, and all these Democrats, they never talk like this. Every time it's about Trump, even on your timeline with your comments, I did not see one anti-Trump Democrat in your comments. Like I said, they always silent when the FBA gets killed by an illegal. And I was
Right.
also, yeah, it's like they're like, oh, Democrats and Republicans are right, both trash if they are, but at least the Republican media has posted about the girl in Maryland. I've seen not
Right.
one Democrat. Mhm.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, they get real silent about that stuff. And yeah, these illegal immigrants, have y'all seen all of these damn truck accidents these folks are having? You got these immigrants coming over here with these bogus ass trucking licenses. They don't know how to drive a damn truck to save their lives. And they're doing U-turns on the freeway, just killing people all willy damn nilly. There's a couple of situations like that where they clearly got some kind of scam ass permit or some kind of certificate, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're doing some stupid ass shit. You know? Yeah, it was a couple of situations where these dudes and killed a whole bunch of people in traffic. It's weird, man. So the Democrats, boy, they're trying to act silent and they're trying to be selective with what they report on. JD Elliott, what's happening? JD? All right, JD ain't saying nothing. Let's get Yashar. Yashar in the building. Mr. Yashar. Go ahead, Yashar.
Hey, Tariq, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you
Oh, okay.
like,
Hold on. Let
yeah,
me.
get your earphones out, please? Yes.
All right, hold
Yeah, so we can hear you a little bit better.
up. All right, can you hear me now?
Much better, much better. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, Derek said, can you back up on 38 for him?
Okay, man, my bad, Tariq. I'm right here working, man. Let me move this truck. I gotta. I'll get back
I have you
on.
call.
All right.
We have your brother out here working. His supervisor yelling at him, "Hey, hey, hey! They need to move that truck on back there. Backing on up. We need to get all these Walmart products in there. Backing on up here. Open that door and go by the dock." And he's getting reprimanded by a supervisor. So yeah, y'all, you on the job? Chill out. JD, what's up, Jay?
Hey, how you doing, Tariq? I was
I'm
just,
good. Go ahead.
yeah, I was just wondering, have you ever done a segment on the link between the psychotropic drugs and these mass shootings? Because starting from Columbine up to today, going backwards, we never had these shootings before.
Yeah, yeah. These mass shootings really started in the 70s. Yeah, that
So,
started in the 70s. Go ahead. Oh, Jay,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. Now, what were you saying?
Oh, I was from Andrea Yates, the mother that drowned her 5 kids. She was on psychotropic drugs. I mean, all of these people that going crazy. That, that is the solid link. And haven't heard not one single person talk about the pharmaceutical industry, the all the drugs that on the commercials. The side effect says suicidal tendencies. How is that not the link? Every last one of those psychotropic drugs that you see.
Yeah. In that trans dude who just shot up that school, was he on something?
Yes,
What was he on?
on psychotropic drugs.
Wow, wow.
Every last one of those trans.
Mhm. Oh yeah, he was on like some hormonal drugs or something, right?
Yes, we got the
Yeah,
cross sex hormones, the psychotropic drugs. These people that are the trans that are saying that we can't, we're gonna kill ourselves. They're actually doing it on society. They're taking it out on society if we don't give them their drugs.
yeah. It's deep, man. Wait, let me touch on that because yeah, these mass shootings um really started in major secession around 70. I want to say 79 and late 70s. Was a girl out here who shot up a school that was across the street from her house down in San Diego. This little white girl, she shot up a school, and they're like, "Why the hell you do that?" She was like, "Well, I did it because I hate Mondays." And then some white rock group made a song about I hate Mondays, and they took this white girl to Burger King. A lot of folks don't know. Y'all look that up. Just like they did with Dylan Roof, before they took her to jail, they took her to Burger King. There's some real weird shit going on with these white supremacists and law enforcement and coddling these killers. But yeah, a lot of it does have a lot to do with in the 70s, there were a lot of psychotropic drugs put out there that was coming out of the 60s, but the 70s, yeah, you had all of these new psychotropic drugs that were introduced to the public. And then they made gun accessibility easier. And and a lot of these folks realize they can get some media attention by doing this stuff. And yeah, but a lot of these drugs, that does have a lot to do with this stuff. That has a lot to do with it. Let me see. Let's get my brother Mav in here. Brother Maverick, the Maverick approach in the building. Brother Mav.
Brother, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I wanted to touch on that real quick and
Yeah.
how you were saying with the shooters with mental issues, and they've been doing shootings for a while. So they actually been testing on people since the 60s. So the CIA, if you look up Operation Midnight Climax, and what they did was the CIA would literally hire hookers, then create these safe houses all around the U.S. And then what happens is they will coerce men into these safe houses, and then they drug them with LSD to see the effects of LSD.
Yeah.
So they did all kind of stuff like that for years. So we're seeing all these people now starting to flip out, in the 60s, 70s, 80s. These are a lot of the effects that, they've been testing on people for a long time. And another funny thing too with these mass shooters, don't you notice, besides them being trans, their hair colors are always some
Re-
weird color?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I noticed that too. So that could be a part of like whatever mental connection that is too. Cause like the guy who shot up, remember Batman Begins? I think that was in Colorado.
Yeah.
His hair was like orange and purple. This last shooter, same thing. I remember one kid shot up a school. I believe that was last year. His hair was a weird color. So I find that pretty odd how all these people are either trans and or have that hair color.
Mm, mm. Yeah, it's deep, man. It's real deep, brother. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, a lot of these folks, man, they realize they can get a lot of attention doing this. They can be significant because they have these 24-hour news cycles that started in the 70s and 80s. And they realize that these news agencies will give nonstop coverage to these shootings. So they're like, well, shit, I can be significant if I go out here and blow somebody off. You know? But it's some deep stuff, man. All right, let's get let me see. We got a lot of folks in here. Shout out to everybody in here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody in here. Let's get political hood. Political hood. What's up, political hood in the building? Political hood. What's up?
Brother.
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Now, my comment to the last person that called and the caller before that. That may be true with these drugs, yes, but I don't understand why is it just white men that's doing it. It's not like it ain't no women that's on these psychotic drugs. It's not like it's Hispanics on these psychotic drugs. It's not like it's Black Americans on these psychotic drugs. Why is it just them?
Mm.
See, that's just an excuse. The drug says cause suicidal tendencies. They're not committing suicide.
Yeah.
They killing people.
Yeah.
So What I'm seeing is that whites got an excuse now to say, oh, look, it's the psychotic drugs. It was never me. It was never my upbringing. It was never how my father treated me. It was never none of that. It was the psychotic drugs. Absolutely not. Yeah, it might be a quote unquote link, but what about your upbringing as well?
Mm-hmm. You know what, brother? And that's some very good points right there. And a very good point. I'm glad you brought that up because look, um, yeah, we don't black people, if we shoot somebody, it's usually over some damn street beef. It's not, I'm about to pull up to a damn daycare center or a Christian school and just start busting on kids. We don't do that type of shit. So it's also, yeah, we can talk about the psychotropic drugs and all of that stuff, but also there's a cultural entitlement there. You see, the white supremacy, because usually, you notice another thing, because my brother Maverick brought up, they be having these weird hair colors. But one thing we almost always see with these shooters, the common denominator, and damn near all of them, they be having some type of white supremacist ideology. Just like this trans shooter, he was on some white supremacist shit. You understand? Every time they go shoot up something, they have a manifesto. It's all the black people are hating the blacks and the goddamn Jews, and all the white women are sucking black cock. It's always some weird white supremacist shit. And these white supremacist males, they've held this structural dominance in American society. And when that perceived entitlement feels threatened, if it's job loss, some type of social rejection, changing of demographics, they start reacting violently because there's like a perceived loss of power, loss of status. Yeah. They feel like they're owed respect, they're owed power, they're owed privilege. Then they start lashing out when they're denied. And also with the white supremacist males, there's a lone wolf mythology. See, the white supremacist males, see, they're culturally conditioned to see themselves as rugged individuals or anti-heroes. You know, from the Western movies, from action films, um, they see themselves as the Joker. You know, you're an anti-hero. You're like the Joker is damn near more positive than Batman because the white males can relate to that. The evil, chaotic genius, so to speak, who's just wreaking havoc and coming up with creative ways to wreak havoc as a way to control the environment around them. And even other movies like the Charles Bronson's Death Wish movies, these anti-heroes, you're a vigilante. Um, they got this, the white supremacist males, they got this idea of fighting back or going out with a bang. So that's heavily romanticized in a lot of the media they consume. So that's why they relate to some of these old characters like the Travis Bickle and Taxi Driver and the Joker and Rambo and all this stuff. The disaffected white male loner who resorts to violence. And also the thing is, let's be real, with the white supremacist male, they have unlimited access to firearms. That's the thing. These dudes be crazy as cat shit, crazy as a Bessie bug, as my grandmother used to say. But they can get access legally. They're not getting like, black folks on the street. We got to get shit with the serial number scratched off, the whole shebang. They get legal access to firearms like it's candy. Yeah. These white males, the white supremacist suspects in these suburban areas, these rural areas, whatever, they have greater access to legal guns through family, gun culture, proximity to firearm retailers. So the white supremacist male, they are the most armed demographic in the country. Black folks, you try to get you a little 22 pistol, boy, they got you on an FBI watch list. And then you might get denied because they got some gun shops where they got some kind of loophole where the gun shop owner, especially the white ones, which most of them are white, there's some kind of loophole where they can allow you to get the gun under their discretion. And a lot of times, if you black, they don't let you do it. I remember black people in St. Louis during the Mike Brown situation where black people were trying to get guns and white store owners refused to sell black people guns. I want y'all to go look that up. When black people were trying to arm themselves, white gun store owners were like, no, I'm going to use my discretion I have a legal right based on this law and this loophole where I can deny the gun under my own discretion. So they were doing a lot of that, you know? And that's another thing. See, with law enforcement, they ignore all the red flags. It's another thing you notice with these white supremacist male shooters, when they go shoot up something, they're already in the FBI's database. There's already something about their asses that it prompted some kind of investigation, but they just don't do anything about them. You know, it's always, yeah, we came and investigated him one time and we saw that there was not a real big issue, and then he shot up 100 people. You know, so yeah, they always do that shit. These people, you know, they got a whole cache of guns somewhere in their basement. They got all of these crazy signs of being antisocial, and it gets ignored and dismissed, and they make excuses for it because they're so busy putting the damn National Guard. You got the National Guard running around black neighborhoods in DC harassing innocent ass people. And those National Guard should be in the basement of these damn white supremacists who got a whole damn brigade of guns stockpiled up. Yeah. So there's also an online radicalization in these white spaces. You got whole websites where all these dudes do is sit up and radicalize each other. They got all of these white supremacist forums. It's not hard to find out where a white supremacist is radicalized. It's the same websites, the same message boards, Stormfront, 4chan, all of them. They sit on here yelling about Negroes all day and the Jews and all this stuff and the white women banging Negroes, and they sit here radicalizing each other. It was a white man who was just arrested. He was talking about he put up a comment on YouTube under a YouTube channel. They arrested his dumb ass. He was talking about shooting and burning black children. So yeah, they decided to do something and preemptively get him early.
From New York Times best-selling author Tariq Nasheed comes Foundational Black American Race Baiter, the groundbreaking book shaking up the conversation on race in America. As one of the most influential voices for Black Americans today, Nasheed exposes the tactics used to manipulate, subjugate, and control Black communities. In this powerful read, Tariq Nasheed equips you with the knowledge to resist injustice and reclaim your narrative. Don't miss out on the book that's redefining the game. Foundational Black American Race Baiter, available now at officialfba.com. Get your copy today.